Melania blinks just once, but the close-up catches it. Terrence shifts in his seat, trying to keep things civil. Congresswoman, are you saying someone here has staged their image? Jasmine doesn't flinch. I'm saying when you've got power, image is currency. And some folks have been cashing it in for years, while hiding who they really are. The audience freezes. No coughs, no murmurs, just pure electric silence. Melania sits taller. If that's aimed at me, I hope you're ready to back it up. Jasmine leans back, calm but deadly. Don't worry, I am. The room's a powder keg and we're all waiting for the spark. Terrence, sweating under his tie, pivots to Melania. Do you think unelected figures with influence should disclose relationships that might affect public perception? Melania's eyes narrow. Privacy is a human right, especially when you're constantly watched and judged. Jasmine tilts her head. Privacy matters, but not when it costs public trust. Melania turns sharp. You're implying something. Stop dancing around it. Jasmine's voice is steel. I'm not dancing. I'm giving you a chance to own your story before I drive it. Man, if you thought politics couldn't get messier, buckle up. Because what happened on live TV that night in Dallas, Texas, was a straight-up earthquake. We're talking Melania Trump, collapsing literally, knees buckling, mic popping, right after Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett dropped a bombshell so cold, so calculated, it left the whole country speechless. This wasn't just a debate. It was a takedown, the kind of silent, devastating gut punch that politics hasn't seen in years. You could feel the storm brewing before the cameras even flicked on. Let me paint the picture for you. It's 7:45 p.m. Downtown Dallas studio, polished to a shine. The audience is packed, every seat taken by political junkies, journalists, and Instagram clout chasers with phones ready to blow up the internet. The tension, thick. Producers are whispering, makeup artists are triple-checking their work, interns are holding their breath like they're waiting for a bomb to drop. At 8:00 p.m. sharp, the panel goes live. On one side of the semicircular battlefield sits Jasmine Crockett, Texas Congresswoman, cool as ice. Navy blazer, sharp white lapels, hands folded like she's already won. She's not smiling, just got this tiny smirk like she knows something nobody else does. And trust me, she does. Across from her, Melania Trump. White dress, pearl earrings, posture so perfect, it's almost robotic. She sips water without a sound, adjusts her cuff, once face unreadable. If she's nervous, she's a master at hiding it. In the middle, playing referee, is Terrence Vann, a 30-year TV vet who's seen it all. Or so he thought. Even he looks twitchy, glancing at his note cards like they might save him from whatever's coming. Spoiler, they won't. The producer calls 30 seconds and you can feel the room tighten. Phones are out, the audience is buzzing, and everyone's got that gut feeling something big is about to go down. They're not wrong. Lights flash on. Good evening. Welcome to State Line Live. Terrence starts, voice steady but his eyes darting. He introduces the guest, Melania, with a soft nod. Jasmine staring straight into the camera, like she's about to spit fire. First questions about public trust in leaders. Melania goes first, smooth as silk, talking media spin, leadership, Americans thinking for themselves. It's rehearsed, polished, but it lands. Then Jasmine steps up and, oh boy, the air shifts. People are tired of theater, she says, voice cutting like a knife. They don't want curated statements. They want facts. They want receipts. Melania blinks just once, but the close-up catches it. Terrence shifts in his seat, trying to keep things civil. Congresswoman, are you saying someone here has staged their image? Jasmine doesn't flinch. I'm saying when you've got power, image is currency. And some folks have been cashing it in for years while hiding who they really are. The audience freezes. No coughs, no murmurs, just pure electric silence. Melania sits taller. If that's aimed at me, I hope you're ready to back it up. Jasmine leans back, calm but deadly. Don't worry, I am. The room's a powder keg and we're all waiting for the spark. Terrence, sweating under his tie, pivots to Melania. Do you think unelected figures with influence should disclose relationships that might affect public perception? Melania's eyes narrow. Privacy is a human right, especially when you're constantly watched and judged. Jasmine tilts her head. Privacy matters, but not when it costs public trust. Melania turns sharp. You're implying something. Stop dancing around it. Jasmine's voice is steel. I'm not dancing. I'm giving you a chance to own your story before I drive it. Gasps ripple through the crowd, quiet but deafening. Melania glances off camera, a flicker of doubt crossing her face. Twitter's already exploding, pause button warriors are dissecting every frame. Terrence, desperate to keep control, stammers. Let's take this step by step. Congresswoman, what's the larger issue here? Jasmine leans in, eyes locked. People deserve to know. When someone shaping policy, whispering behind podiums, standing by power hasn't been honest about who they're aligned with personally and politically. Melania's lips thin. You're walking a dangerous line. Jasmine doesn't blink. I'm walking the truth, and it's paved with timestamps. That line hits like a hammer. Terrence tries to pivot to social media narratives, but nobody's listening. All eyes are on the silent war between these two women masters of saying everything without saying much. Melania's hands flatten on the table. This was supposed to be about ideas. Now it's personal, which says a lot about your character. Jasmine fires back instant. It's personal, but not to me. It's personal to the people who were lied to, who believed in fabricated images paraded as sacred. The room's temperature drops to 0. Terrence glances at the teleprompter, praying for a lifeline. There isn't one. Then, Jasmine reaches into her folder. The moment she lays her hand on the top page, time stops. Would you like me to start with the March 11th trip to Zurich, she says, voice even? Or the April 6th overnight in Marbella? Melania doesn't answer. The audience doesn't breathe. Terrence drops his pen. Jasmine keeps going. Both are on international customs logs. Both involve a private jet tied to a shadow company close to you. Neither was on any public calendar or press release. Melania's voice cracks just a hair. Those are lies. Jasmine's unfazed. I've got the receipts, Melania. The ones you thought would never surface. For the first time, Melania looks to the control room. Not at Jasmine, not at the crowd. A producer whispers into a headset, but nobody's cutting to commercial. Jasmine's not even halfway through her folder. Her calm is unnerving. Not angry, not smug, just certain. The kind of calm that fools you into thinking it's soft until you realize it's a blade. Melania tries to regroup. This is a smear campaign from someone craving attention, knowing controversy sells airtime. Terrence jumps in, but Jasmine raises a hand just enough to say, "Let me finish." She pulls out a sheet, text highlighted in yellow. Swiss Customs Flight, log March 11th, Zurich International. Gulfstream, G500 tail number N519JR. Passenger manifest has initials matching your legal name. Second passenger under a pseudonym. Both checked into the Grand Hotel, same suite as your 2019 Women's Summit keynote. Different circumstances this time. Melania's jaw shifts. Initials don't mean identity. Jasmine taps the folder. That's why I've got hotel security footage and a statement from a front desk staffer who remembered the $2,000 cash tip in an envelope. Melania stares, unblinking. You've violated my rights. Jasmine's expression doesn't budge. Public accountability doesn't stop where private wrongdoing begins, especially when the person benefiting from silence stands before the country with a polished smile. Terrence looks like he's gripping his chair for dear life. Congresswoman? Why now? Why tonight? Jasmine's voice softens just a touch. Because there's a cost to every young girl told to stay quiet when power misbehaves, to every woman told her truth is too damaging to someone else's image. I sat on this for 6 months waiting for someone else to step up. Nobody did. The room's a statue gallery. Nobody moves. Nobody breathes. Jasmine holds up another page. April 6th, Marbella. Same jet, different companion, same secrecy. No press, no record, no explanation. Until now. Melania snaps. Do you know what you're doing? Dragging a family through dirt for headlines, destroying reputations on speculation? Jasmine doesn't waver. If it's speculation, sue me. Every claim in this folder is backed up. What you're scared of isn't what I'm saying, it's that people will believe me. And they do. Across the country, screens light up, texts. Ping group chats explode. This isn't political banter anymore. It's a real-time reckoning. No dramatic music, just raw truth, laid bare so plainly it's impossible to ignore. Terrence's voice, low, leans in. Congresswoman, are you alleging the First Lady engaged in undisclosed affairs during her husband's term? Jasmine shakes her head. No, I'm alleging she did so while engaging in influence-laden communication with international figures who've tried to buy stakes in American infrastructure. And I'm alleging those meetings were hidden deliberately because transparency would have cost them leverage. Boom. That's the nuke. Melania stands shaky. You'll regret this. Jasmine stays seated. I already regretted staying quiet. That's why I'm here. For a split second, it looks like Melania might storm off. She sways, hand gripping the chair for support. Are you okay? Terrence asks, voice cracking the tension. Melania opens her mouth, no words. Then it happens. Her heels shift, knuckles white on the chrome. She stumbles. Left foot missing the ground, shoulder dropping. Her hand misses the chair. The lapel mic pops as she tilts. A producer yells, "Cut the feed, too late." She collapses, knees hitting the floor, head drooping. Gasps echo. A stagehand rushes in, catching her elbow mid-fall. "Medical now," Terrence shouts, visibly rattled. Jasmine stays still, not shocked, just restrained. EMTs storm in. Turns out the studio had them on standby for drama, not a medical emergency. Melania's breathing, but her skin's pale eyes, unfocused, darting like the room's spinning. They ease her onto a stretcher. Whispers turn to murmurs. Someone in the crowd starts crying. "This isn't a set anymore, it's raw, real." "She fainted," a paramedic says. "Possibly vasovagal. We'll take her for a scan." But everyone knows this isn't just exhaustion. It's exposure. An image carefully crafted for years, unraveling in seconds. As they wheel her off, Terrence mutters, "We're pausing for a short break. We'll be right back." The screen goes black, but it doesn't matter. Phones caught it. Viewers recorded it. Clips hit TikTok before Melania's stretcher hits the exit. Melania collapse trends. #1 in the US in minutes, global in 10. CNN loops the footage. MSNBC scrambles analysts. Reddit's parsing Jasmine's words. YouTube's got frame-by-frame breakdowns. By midnight, Crockett exposes, and Melania collapse dominate worldwide. Jasmine's silent. No tweets, no statements, just quiet. That restraint screams louder than any rant. She's not doing this for drama. Someone tweets, racking up 300K shares. Her phone's blowing up, staff texts New York press. Voicemails. She ignores them, writing back to her hotel with a chief of staff, Keon Pollard. "You broke the internet," he says, scrolling. "TMZ's saying you iced the first lady without raising your voice." Jasmine stares out the window. "They'll come after us, her or her people." Keon nods. "Both. You still think you did the right thing? No hesitation. I know I did." Meanwhile, America's glued to replays, jaws clenched. It's not just the collapse, it's Melania's face before it, Jasmine's. Receipts, the undeniable shift in the air. Truth isn't whispered in corners anymore. It's under bright studio lights. Some call it theater, others a reckoning. Google searches for Jasmine hit 8 million that night. TikTok's lip sync her, "I'm walking the truth" line. A black screen post with white text. She didn't raise her voice. She raised the bar, gets 2 million likes by dawn. Not everyone's cheering. A Trump aide tweets, "This isn't bravery, it's character assassination." Others call it smear tactics, jealousy. But for every jab, 5 more praise. Her clarity, her courage. Jasmine stays mum, waiting for facts to spread like wildfire. And they do. By sunrise, leaked emails. Surface Zurich Marbella, encrypted accounts, damning timestamps. Keep her name off the manifest, one reads. Politico, CNN, Reuters, all confirm receipt. Melania's team calls it a minor health episode, claims the accusations are false, defamatory. Too late. A grainy Zurich elevator video drops timestamp, matching Jasmine's logs. The walk of the handbag, unmistakably Melania. Her camp cancels appearances. A friend deactivates Twitter. Whispers leak from Mar-a-Lago low regroup. The collapse isn't just physical, it's reputational. Jasmine, in her Dallas office, reviews documents unfazed. Another whistleblower emerges, a former aide with receipts from Marbella. Schedule her, Jasmine says. No press, just audio. Timestamp it. It's not about affairs, it's about connections, backroom influence, policy shifts. Cable news tosses around international leverage, conflict of interest. Melania's not just fashion or marriage anymore. She's power. Jasmine's silence, strategic, disruptive. A cease and desist from Melania's lawyers lands, defamation, privacy invasion. Jasmine skims, deletes. Do I need to worry? Keon asks. You don't sue when they're lying, she says. You sue when they're telling too much truth. But the story's not done. A subpoena hits her desk, testify in D.C. She doesn't dodge. That's why I'm going, she tells Keon. In front of a subcommittee, cameras rolling, she's steady. I sat on this for months. Not because it didn't matter, but because I knew I'd be called emotional, vindictive. So I verified every claim. Public figures aren't just people, they're influence. If that's shaped in secret, people deserve to know. The room's quiet. Some respect her, even if they won't say it. Her first post-broadcast interview airs a Sunday. No hype, just word of mouth. Journalist Darlene Rowe asks, did you know it'd go that far, that she'd collapse? Jasmine's honest. No. I expected denial spin. Not her body doing what her words wouldn't. Regret. Not for what I said, but for how much silence people endure for comfort. She looks at the camera. We crossed the line between what we know and what we say long ago. I just held up the receipt, that clip, viral by midnight. Not for drama, for certainty. Backstage, Keon nods. You change the temperature. They'll spin it, but they're not the only ones watching. And they're not. In Alexandria, Virginia, a former Trump aide, Colette Baines, watches. 3 NDAs, once loyal, now done with silence. In a Wired interview, she spills. She lied a lot where she was who with. It was coordinated. I booked travel through shell companies, signed NDAs for secret meetings. Why now? Jasmine Crockett reminded me what silence costs. Screenshots, bookings, a driver's testimony from Spain, blurred names, clear context. Was Melania involved with foreign investors seeking U.S. influence? Yes, not just socially. That hits harder than any document. Melania's team calls Colette a disgruntled staffer. It flops. She doesn't look angry, she looks tired, honest. A second staffer confirms a 2022 Vienna trip. News explodes. Ethicists, analysts trace shell companies' one bid on a federal contract in 2021. The puzzle forms, not just indiscretion, but influence brokering. Jasmine watches from the sidelines, letting truth speak. Melania vanishes from public eye. Her lawyers drop the suit. Conservative circles crack, some call her a liability. Jasmine back to work, school boards, food banks. People shake her hand now. You said what needed saying and you didn't yell, one woman tells her. That's why it stuck. At a Fort Worth community center, no cameras, just kids and volunteers. A teen asks, how do you keep going when everyone's tearing you apart, Jasmine? Has someone record on a phone propped on books? I didn't come into politics for the spotlight. I thought I'd fight for schools housing working folks, but in those rooms you see how much depends on pretending. Pretending you didn't hear the truth, pretending it'll come out eventually. Eventually's too late for most. So I'm not brave, I'm tired. Tired of liars getting rewarded, of truth-tellers losing everything. I decided if I'm in the room, I'm not whispering, I'm speaking. Her voice stays low, unshaken. I didn't throw insults. I presented truth and let people decide. Yeah, there's a cost lost, friends, threats, names, but I sleep at night. I look my mom in the eye. So don't wait till it's comfortable to speak. Speak when it matters, even if your voice shakes. Someone's watching thinking, if she can, maybe I can. That 4-minute clip uploaded raw. Caption, this is leadership. By morning, 12 million views. Played in schools, reposted by veterans, clipped into essays. Not for drama, for clarity. Leadership isn't titles. It's what you do when no one scripts you. Melania stays silent. Months later, reports confirm the shell company's travel connections. Jasmine doesn't gloat. Passes transparency bills, keeps grinding. That Fort Worth teen writes her applying for a DC fellowship, no longer scared. Speak when it matters, even if your voice shakes. That's the legacy. If this hits you, don't scroll. Share it. Stories like this aren't headlines, they're what we do next.